Based on an award-winning play, The Audience, by showrunner Peter Morgan, this lavish Netflix original drama chronicles the life of Queen Elizabeth II from the 1940s to modern times. The series begins with an inside look at the early reign of the Queen, who ascended the throne at age 25 after the death of her father, King George V. As the decade passes, personal intrigues, romances, and political rivalries are revealed that played a big role in events that shaped the later years of the 20th century. The Crown is Netflix's ambitious and expensive, upwards of $100 million, new series about the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, played by Claire Foy. That's Kate Middleton's grandmother-in-law and the current Queen of the United Kingdom, not to mention Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the Commonwealth. And considering the story starts at Elizabeth's wedding to Philip, Matt Smith, in 1947, there's definitely enough material for several more seasons, though the current plan is for 6, with each season lasting approximately a decade. So here are 10 things you must know about the series, The Crown. So let's begin. Number 10. It is the most expensive series. It takes a lot of cash even to fake the British royal family's abundant wealth, apparently. Netflix's ambitious new series, The Crown, is the most expensive TV series to date, costing the streaming service over $130 million. A lavish and thoroughly British affair, which sees a reunion of the creative team behind the 2006 Oscar-winning biopic The Queen, starring Helen Mirren. Screenwriter Peter Morgan and producer Andy Harries are joined by Billy Elliot, director Stephen Daldry. The production saw the reaction of Queen Elizabeth's wedding dress, as seen in the first episode, cost roughly $35,000. Though, by comparison, Elizabeth paid for her own dress by saving ration coupons to pay for the material, as was the practice of other brides in 1947. The production also saw 7,000 costumes and a life-size replica of Buckingham Palace. With a price tag fit for a queen, The Crown is reportedly one of the most expensive series ever made. Production on the first season of the popular Netflix show is so big, making it one of the most expensive series ever made. Needless to say, if you want to make a show about royalty, you'll need the budget to pay for fabulous costumes, a talented cast, and lavish filming locations. Number 9. The Crown was originally pitched as a 3-season project. The Crown is not only about the royal family, but about an empire in decline, a world in disarray, and the dawn of a new era. So it must be detailed. Morgan initially envisioned The Crown as running for a total of 3 seasons. He explained in an interview. He said, "Originally, when I went to Netflix, I was pitching it as 3 seasons. It just kept growing." Morgan was glad the idea kept expanding. Seasons 1 and 2 of The Crown did a great job introducing the audience worldwide to the story of one of the most important families on the planet. In Season 3, the showrunners decided to go with a new set of actors to portray the characters during their more advanced years. Claire Foy and Matt Smith, who essayed the role of the royal couple in the first 2 seasons, were replaced by Academy Award winner Olivia Colman and Tobias Menzies. He further added, "By the time we got to the end with Claire Foy and Matt Smith, I think they were ready to go somewhere else." And that is one of the main reasons why the series keeps on expanding. Number 8. The first 2 seasons of The Crown dealt with Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip fighting their roles. The Crown debuted on Netflix and gave millions of viewers an unprecedented look into the lives of Queen Elizabeth II, her husband Prince Philip, and the rest of the royal family. Throughout much of the first 2 seasons, Claire Foy's Elizabeth and Matt Smith's Philip spent a considerable amount of time becoming comfortable in their respective capacities, and spent nearly as much time, or at least Philip did, trying to reconcile the fact that unlike traditional relationships, Elizabeth, the wife, was in fact running the show. This was most notably seen throughout Prince Philip's arc in The Crown Season 2, when he set out his months-long royal tour. Queen Elizabeth's suspicions that he is cheating, the divorce of Philip's best friends, private security, and how all of these events affect the couple in both their private and public lives. By the end, Philip has settled into his new role, His Royal Highness Prince Philip. Number 7. What are the moments to watch for? Well, while there are weddings, deaths, funerals, returns of the prodigal sons, secret affairs, power squabbles, marriage disputes, and more to look forward to, the most dramatic moments come from the push and pull between Winston Churchill and Queen Elizabeth II in maintaining peace and prosperity in the UK. And one of the most stranger than fiction moments, a freak smog. Vic as pea soup falls over London. The drama it entices makes for one of the most compelling episodes of the series. Number 6. Camilla Shand was introduced in The Crown Season 3. Camilla Shand, who in real life would become a major aspect of the failure of Prince Charles and Princess Diana's marriage, is introduced as the young prince's love interest in The Crown Season 3, putting in motion the story that will surely become a major aspect as the show continues on. And when the royal family will have nothing of Charles and Camilla being together, the prince is set off overseas and the love of his life is married to another man. But this is really just the beginning of the story between the two future husband and wife. Number 5. Is the royal family involved? The royal family had no input or authority regarding the crown. Morgan has said that in order to have artistic independence, it's probably better that way. That doesn't mean they aren't nervous and excited about the series, though. We assume you can Netflix and chill, even in Buckingham Palace. We were going to cast the best actors for the role, even if the physical resemblance wasn't there, says director Stephen Daldry. We wanted to give you an essence on those characters and allow the actors themselves to breathe a new life into the characters. Number 4. The relationship between the Queen and her sister is key. One of the defining moments of The Crown is Elizabeth managing the burgeoning scandal of her sister Margaret's affair with Peter Townsend. Peter was a trusted member of King George V's staff and became very close to the royal family. He was incredibly grounding and solid, says Vanessa Kirby, who played Princess Margaret. He was extremely dependable and a beautiful, quiet man. And Margaret was this bubbly, extraordinary, creative life force, and they fell in love. Number 3. How many seasons are left? Peter Morgan had always envisioned a multi-season arc for the series, with his original 3-season, 60-year plan that would introduce a different cast each season, eventually morphing to the frequently cited 6-season iteration. But as he told Leslie Goldberg and Daniel Feinberg on the THR's TV's Top 5 podcast in 2019, I don't want you to think that I was audacious enough to go somewhere and ask for a 6-season pitch. I really never imagined that, and barely imagined it getting recommissioned to even do the middle-aged, as it were, part. But it just seems to have worked out. Initially, it seemed that each season of the series would cover about a decade of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, ending sometime in the 2000s. But Morgan announced in January 2020 that after he'd begun breaking stories for the already announced Season 5, he realized this is the perfect time and place to stop. Morgan would reverse that decision months later, saying in a statement, "As we started to discuss the storylines for Series 5, it soon became clear that in order to do justice to the richness and complexity of the story, we should go back to the original plan and do 6 seasons. That doesn't mean the final season will cover more ground and end the series closer to the present day, but rather, it will simply enable us to cover the same period in greater detail," Morgan said at the time. Number 2. Prince Charles' second wife. On November 15, 2020, Netflix dropped Season 4 of The Crown, which documents the lives of the royal family under Queen Elizabeth II's reign, including the controversies they have faced throughout her time as queen. Much of Season 4 focused on Prince Charles' relationship with Princess Diana, including his affair with Camilla Parker Bowles, who would later become his second wife and the Duchess of Cornwall. The prince's relationship with Camilla ultimately led to his and Diana's divorce in 1996. Camilla and Charles faced years of backlash because of their affair, and they even had to apologize for their behavior at their wedding before they could officially tie the knot. Despite the dramatic way their relationship formed, the public seemed to have gotten used to the couple in recent years. However, the latest season of The Crown reignited people's animosity towards the couple and created an entirely new generation of Princess Diana fans, as the recent activity on social media demonstrates. Be careful, Duchess. Number 1. Princess Diana's younger brother stops Netflix to shoot at Diana's family's house. We all love Princess Diana. She was one of the most beautiful women in the world. As we discussed earlier in this video, that the Season 4 is mostly focused on Prince Charles and his relationship with Princess Diana. Her family is quite concerned about her image. Elena Spencer, younger brother of Princess Diana, was talking with Alan Titchmarsh on his show, Love Your Weekend, where he opened up about the show and said, "I'm afraid people see programs like that and they forget that it's fiction." He saw that not a few of them felt that they were studying because they watched The Crown. They assume it's mainly foreigners. I saw Americans tell me they were watching The Crown as if they were taking history class. That is very difficult. There are a lot of conjunctures and discoveries there, right? You can depend on facts, but some things, there are not facts. He also revealed that he turned down a producer request to shoot at the Spencer family home. So what are your thoughts on the latest season of the show? Tell us in the comment section below, and also share your conspiracies with us, and we will add them to our next video. Before leaving, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you next time.